So we're going to talk a little bit about vinyl flooring. Obviously we have many floating floors, but we also sell glue down floors, and glue down, you have to remember, is where it all started. LVT, in the early 2000s came on the scene, and it was a way for installers who had typically or traditionally only installed vinyl in sheet goods glue down. It was a very hard installation, and a lot of those installers kind of fell by the wayside. It became a trade that was dying because you had less and less people that could install it. So LVT was created as almost as a single plank installation, and if you made an error, it wasn't the end of the job. If you make an error on a sheet vinyl flooring when you cut it, it kind of like ruins the whole job because you can't fix it. Here we have plank by plank installation, and there are still applications that really lend themselves more towards a glue down floor than a floating floor, and some of the things you'll find are plank width. Here we have a 3-inch wide product. That's just not a size you're going to find in a floating floor. So for the customers that want a more traditional visual or want a more traditional width, these kind of options are available in the way of glue down. Also, if we go to the plank or product to the right here, you can see that this product was installed on a 45-degree angle, and then it's showing you have the option almost around the perimeter of the room to do this border cut, where the 45-degree angle is meeting a straight plank, and it's also mitered at the seam. You cannot do those kind of things with a floating floor. You have one choice with floating floor. You can go left or right. You could do it on a 45-degree angle, but it becomes very, very complicated to engage those pieces and make the cuts. It just doesn't come out as nice as doing it with a glue down floor. Somebody that has rolling application, maybe they have a member of their family that is handicapped, or the job has a lot of rolling traffic. Maybe the person bakes a lot and they're rolling things across the floor constantly, carts they're rolling across the floor. When you have a floating floor, if there's any inconsistencies or irregularities in the subfloor, having a floating floor can be an issue where the floor moves too much and the joints of a floating floor can become disintegrated. So this isn't a click floor, but if it was, the seam there, if there's too much movement there, a click float floor, the joint constantly moves, can become disintegrated, and that could be damaged, and then the click comes apart. A glue down floor in that same application isn't really going to budge because it's going to contour and be glued down to the surface perfectly. So for a firmer feel, a more permanent feel, a glue down floor for some customers is best. Floating floors have their place. Obviously, it's what we sell the most of because we have the most selection in that. But you want to make sure when you're talking to your customer, again, you're just setting the expectations up front and getting an idea of their job so you sell the right product.